You're watching National MTV News. The Hiri Coral PNG, a local business registered in 2020, is determined to restore and maintain coral reefs in the Bootless Bay area located just outside of the National Capital District. They started planting corals when they realized that corals are dying in the area, discouraging the marine ecosystem.
Founder for Hiri Coral PNG, Gary, said the local communities have realized that the coral reefs are dying and they cannot find any fish in the dying coral reefs to sustain their living. With this, Hiri Coral PNG has come up with the initiative of planting coral reefs to sustain the marine ecosystem.
Most of it disappeared. They are a very important part of the marine environment. Loloata is built around beautiful coral reefs. It feeds us, gives us food. It more or less is home for almost a quarter of all marine species. It creates billions of kina through tourism, through ocean protection and the fisheries. But sadly, since the 70s, almost 50% have disappeared.
Mr. Gary said they conducted a survey and started using simple techniques to plant baby corals to replace the damaged coral reefs in the area.
Simple techniques, using ropes and using metal rebars, a few cable ties, all techniques that can be done by all beginning, all women and anyone else. So we cut out tiny little frags. We attach them to those coral frames and the ropes, and we place them out. So you will see today, from a little tiny 1 centimeter over several months, they grow really huge.
The challenges they faced in carrying out their coral gardening is on community engagement and grants to support them. Mr. Gary said it is important people know the importance of sustaining coral reefs.
Community support and also getting the local villages to protect those reef areas to rest for a while we help them with livelihood alternatives, like bringing tourism out. Instead of getting them to fish in those reefs, get a few of our friends out so that they pay and help the local people. So
coral reefs are dying out due to two main factors. The first is on human actions like overfishing, using small nets to fish, and dynamites, which harm the marine ecosystems. The second is on climate change and sea level rise, which is all natural. Cynthia Maku, National MTV News.
And local communities around the Bootless Bay have been participating in Hiri Coral PNG to plant corals to restore damaged coral reefs in the area. A ward councillor from Mirigeta Ward 8 in the Hiri Rural LG has been very vocal in encouraging youths, women and children in participating in coral gardening and looking after mangroves to sustain the marine ecosystem.
Community participation is very important to carry out sustainable practice in preserving marine ecosystem in the Bootless Bay and other coastal villages in the Central Province.
Put it along with
Ward Councillor for Mirigeta, Mary Kuseni, said she has been engaging her community members of more than 500 people to work with Hiri Coral PNG in coral gardening and mangrove protection.
I told all my village people we have to be very, very careful with our reef, and we have to be very, very careful with our mangroves as well. Because if we don't look after them, in future we won't have any. Our children or great-grandchildren, we will take coral it brings food, and mangrove it brings food as well. And that's a livelihood, because before, when our great-grandparents were there, they never looked for anything.
She said coral reefs and mangroves provide food for the community.
Because mangroves, before it was okay, now it's really bad because people are just cutting anyhow. And to do with marine, these corals, they are so important to the villages because before, fish used to just come in like, nobody's business. But today, you can't even find fish around here. They try their very best, but you can go right up to Loloata and you go past it. That's where you feel lucky you get fish. If not, it's very, very hard.
Councillor Kuseni said it is important for more awareness to be done to youth and more people to participate in protecting the marine biodiversity.
If we do awareness, that's that. People will understand and know, what they are doing or things. Because some people, they don't know what they are doing. Because if they just come and throw anchor and they just, when time for pulling the anchor, they just pull all the water, corals, even the stones too, they turn them around. And when it's low tide, they come. They don't care, they just turn the stones around, they break everything up. Sometimes I argue with them, but people, we can't control them every time. They are big people, so they have to understand.
Coral reefs and mangroves provide an important ecosystem for life underwater, protect coastal areas by reducing the impact of waves hitting the coast, and provide a crucial source of income for coastal communities. Cynthia Maku, National MTV News.